Hello everybody, it is my favorite time of year, and if you're a Sixers fan, I bet it's your favorite time of year too, where our disgruntled secondary star requests a trade. Is it going to be Ben? Is it going to be Jimmy? Is it going to be James? It's James. Spoiler, it's James this time. I really thought that the Sixers could be normal for one off-season, but no, I was wrong. I get some of the best sleep of my life, only to wake up to a clip of James Harden saying that he wants nothing to do with any organization that Daryl Morey is a part of.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of again.
Now for context, last offseason, James took a pay cut so that we could sign better players and give ourselves a better chance to win and go far in the playoffs, right? Okay, perfect. Great job, James. I appreciate that so much. However, I don't know if it was confirmed or if it was just implied by Daryl that James will be getting a bag this offseason. James wanted a max contract, if you'll remember, throughout this entire regular season. James was hinting at wanting to go back to Houston, which Morey eventually called his bluff on because all 30 teams know that he's not worth a max contract. And just recently, James opted into his one-year player option with the Sixers, which I've seen some mixed opinions on why he did. Some people in the Harden camp say that he did it to help the Sixers, saying that he could have just walked for nothing, but he wanted to give them an opportunity to trade him and get some assets back. I think the more realistic reason as to why James opted in is not to help the Sixers, but to help himself, because he realized that no team in the NBA is going to offer him that max that he wants, because he's just not worth that anymore. He was when he was in Houston, but he's not that kind of player. He's not that guy, unfortunately. That's not to say he's a bad basketball player. He's amazing at basketball, but he's not the kind of player that you give a max contract to anymore. So what are the Sixers supposed to do with him? Trade him? Well, I think if we find a good deal, then yeah, we should definitely trade him. It's what he wants, and it will be in our best interest too, because we don't want this disgruntled star here anymore. And it's sad that things would have to end that way, but you know what? If we can find a good deal, let's do it. However, all of the trades that I've seen around James Harden are just awful. Like, I'm no GM, but oh my god, the trades I've seen for James Harden are just terrible. Okay, for example, this three-way trade proposed by Matt John of Heavy.com, who should lose his job over this article. I'm being dramatic, but still. The Sixers receive Damian Lillard, the Clippers receive James Harden, and the Trailblazers receive Tyrese Maxey and Sixers draft capital. So basically the Sixers got themselves for a player that doesn't even want to be here. Damian Lillard has said explicitly many times that he only wants to be in Miami. He doesn't want to go anywhere else, just wants to play for the Heat. So for the Sixers, they end up giving their young star in Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, and draft capital for just Damian Lillard, who doesn't even want to be here. This doesn't even make sense for the Trailblazers. The only team this makes sense for is the Clippers, because the Clippers don't have to give up anything. So the Blazers would get Tyrese Maxey, in addition to Shaedon Sharpe, Anthony Simons, and Scoot Henderson. Yeah, they're going to run 4 guards. But of those people, who are you going to put on the bench? You want young guys to get playing time, right? That's how they get better? It makes no sense. Okay, so James Harden says he specifically wants to go to the Clippers. That's his ideal trade destination. All right, let's see what we can do. Now, in my ideal world, I'm a Sixers fan, so I'm a little biased. However, I think, a Paul George package, or at least a Terrence Mann, something of value. But no, in this ESPN trade proposal, the Sixers receive, in exchange for James Harden and PJ Tucker, Marcus Morris Sr., Robert Covington, Nick Batum, and a 2028 first-round pick. If you try to convince yourself that that is a good trade for the Sixers for James Harden and PJ Tucker, you are lying to yourself. Yeah, we actually don't need any stars. We just need 3 old, washed role players. It's perfect. Oh, but there's a first-round pick, so it's fine. Now, under that article, they have a little section as to why each team should do this deal, and in the why the Sixers do this deal section, they say basically that those 3 players bring a tough 3-and-D dog mentality to the team that we'd be losing in PJ Tucker. And although the value isn't equal for Harden and those players, it would free up our cap. We'd be flexible in the future. That's not the kind of team you need when you have Joel Embiid in his prime. You need a star. So, regarding James's statement on his China tour about Daryl Morey and how he's a liar and how he's never going to play for him again, I think by making that statement and by choosing to not play, allegedly, that he's just sabotaging his own chances to get traded. Because by doing this, he's tanking his own trade value. And as we know, Daryl Morey is not going to trade him unless he gets a good offer. So by purposefully making yourself less valuable, therefore scaring away any potential good offers, you're making yourself untradeable. I can see why James is upset. I see his perspective, but from my perspective, it's stupid. If you wanted to play for another team, you should not have opted into your contract. Oh, but Daryl promised him that he was going to get a max. When the facts change, your opinions change. After you see the collapse he had in the playoffs this year, is that guy worth a max? No, he's not. To the people saying Daryl should have offered him a max, if you were a general manager, would you offer James Harden a max contract? No, you would not. Now, if I could control the universe, I would make James Harden play well until the trade deadline, and then both of us will be happy. He gets to trade where he wants to go, we get a good offer, and we move on with our lives. But no, James wants to be petty about it. Daryl wants to be petty about it. Everybody wants to be petty about it. I also saw a report that Daryl didn't make a big offer to James, which sounds bad. However, when you think about it, last offseason, when Daryl did make an offer to James, guess who got hit with tampering fines? The Sixers. So what do you want him to say? Yeah, me and James actually made an illegal promise that I'd give him a max contract during the regular season. Yeah, we actually did. We did tamper. What do you want him to say? That's all I have to say. I hate being a Sixers fan. I am extremely jealous of everyone who is not a Sixers fan, and I would not wish it upon my worst enemy. So thank you for watching. What do you guys think is going to happen with this James Harden situation? I think he's going to suck it up until the trade deadline, and Daryl will work his magic and get something reasonable for him. And the only reason I say that is because he did that with Ben, who was, I think, even worse of a case than James. So we'll see what happens. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Peace.